What's up guys, welcome to the first and maybe last edition of Fried Rice Friday. I've said it on the channel before and I'm gonna say it again, I love fried rice and I consider myself to be a master of fried rice, but today will be different. I want to get experimental and try making fried rice inspired by falafel, then fried rice that tastes like a cheeseburger, and for dessert, why not make some chocolate fried rice? How is all of that even possible, you're asking? Well, I'll explain. Normally, fried rice is a dish made from leftovers. And not just because you can put anything you like in there, leftovers, duh, but because you actually get the best results if you use stale rice from the day before. And normally, that really is the secret that gets you this amazing grain by grain mouthfeel of classic fried rice. And if you ever tried making it from freshly cooked rice, you know that doesn't end well. You just get one big hot mess and it's nothing like what you know from the restaurants. So wait, does that mean I can't just, use this rice to make myself a bowl of humble fried rice for lunch today? Well, in the traditional way, no, you can't. But I recently stumbled upon this really interesting method that kind of changes the game for me. Here's how this basically goes. You add a bit of oil or any other fat into a frying pan. Non-stick works best for this, I find. You then grab some uncooked, unwashed, dry white rice. It works with almost every type, and then toast that rice in the fat for a few minutes, just until it smells good and you begin getting the first brown specks on the rice. Add around 1 3/4 cups of water per cup of rice straight into the pan. And you can add a bit of salt or any other seasoning if you like, then give everything a quick stir, cover with a lid, and let it cook on the lowest heat for at least 20 minutes. And that's pretty much it. You're gonna get a perfectly cooked rice that has some nutty notes from the toasting. It might even have a little bit of a crispy crust, and it's gonna feel a lot less sticky than your regular steamed or cooked rice. And while I'm not 100% sure on what exactly is going on there on a molecular basis, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the fact that during the toasting step, the hot oil forms something like a protective film around the grains, keeping it from getting mushy. And while the result might not be exactly the same as fried rice, especially not from a restaurant with a high-end wok burner, we are definitely getting very close to fried rice territory, except we saved like a ton of time. Now, I didn't invent this method or anything. From, pilaf to paella to biryani, all over the world, different cultures are making rice in a similar way, and they all taste fantastic. But what makes this method truly amazing is not just the convenience, but more the fact that this is pretty much an invitation to enhance and infuse your rice with all the flavors you like. The oil, the water, the seasoning, the toppings, basically with just a little bit of creativity, we can turn any dish into a fried rice dish. Example 1, falafel fried rice. I'll start by making a spice blend from cumin, coriander seeds, and cardamom seeds. This mixture already smells like amazing falafel, but set that aside at first. For the rice, we'll begin by frying a chopped onion in olive oil until it begins to turn golden. This is when I'll add some minced garlic as well as our spice mix and about half a can of chickpeas, which come pre-cooked, of course. Don't let things burn, but I like to take them quite far to emulate the deep frying aroma you normally get in falafel. And now this is when I'll add my rice, an extra drizzle of olive oil, and stir until everything is evenly coated in it. Season with salt and pepper to taste, add the water, and stir, cover, and cook on low for at least 20 minutes. So one important thing I really need to note, it's important to let your rice boil, really boil for 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes, and only then turn the heat down. I'm using an electric stove here, which makes a lot of things really convenient for this method actually, because I can simply do all the prep on high heat, and then when I add the rice, add the water and cover it with a lid, I can then turn it down to low. But because electric stoves, they need a little bit to come down to the right temp, so that's pretty much exactly what I'm looking for in this scenario. If you're using a gas stove, for example, I'd let that go for 2 to 3 minutes on medium high before you turn it down to low, because these things respond pretty much immediately. Now, what would falafel be without herbs? I don't know, but definitely not falafel. So fortunately, while the rice is cooking, we have plenty of time to finally chop some parsley, mint, and cilantro. And since we still have some more time, let's make a sauce. We're gonna quickly mix some sesame paste with a little bit of water first and stir to emulsify until creamy, then add as much yogurt as you like. Season with salt and pepper to taste, and I have long been in support of adding sriracha to falafel, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. There you go, a super easy spicy tahini sauce. By now the rice should be ready, and guys, look at this beautiful toasty crust we got at the bottom. Now stir in some chopped herbs and you're good to go. Now all that's left to do is drizzle everything with as much of the sauce as you like and enjoy. It's really incredible how this dish really does hit all the flavor notes from a real deal falafel, but somehow it's still a fried rice. So are we gonna stop here? Oh no, we have only just begun. Example 2. Cheeseburger fried rice. Once again, we begin by frying some onions, this time in regular cooking oil. Once golden, invite some minced beef to the party and fry until it starts caramelizing a little bit. The next step is a bit experimental. On top of this whole recipe being experimental, I'm adding some panko breadcrumbs and attempting to toast these along with the other ingredients. My thinking here is that it might add a bit of toasted bread aroma to the dish, which I'm not 100% sure it really does, but I am sure that it kind of sucks up all the oil. So I moved it aside, added a bit of extra butter, and then this is where I first coated my rice before mixing everything together. You know the drill by now, guys. Add some water, stir, cover, and simmer for 20 minutes. Now we actually got an even better crust this time. I think I'm triggering some Persians here. And the smell is beefy and delicious. So let's mess it up by adding some diced dill pickle and stirring that in. Now for me, there's no doubt, a classic cheesy must come with cheese, but also ketchup and mustard. But I'm definitely not gonna just stir these in there and then have every bite taste equally bad. So instead, I opted to turn the rice over onto a plate, drizzle with ketchup, add a few accents of mustard, and then I placed a slice of cheddar on top, expecting it to melt away from the residual heat, which obviously wasn't quite the success I imagined, so I kind of had to get out the big guns, but this is all just for the thumbnail, guys. In your case, I'd actually just do everything in the frying pan on low heat with the lid on maybe, and it's gonna work beautifully. A little bit of extra onion and dill pickle on top, et voila. If this doesn't look like a cheeseburger, I don't know. Well, actually it doesn't look like a cheeseburger, but it absolutely tastes like one, except it has rice. I'm confused. What even is reality anymore? And guys, since we're already on the crazy train now, why not make some dessert? Example 3. Chocolate fried rice. Okay, for this one, I'm first melting a good knob of butter and sprinkling in some cinnamon, which already smells amazing. After adding in the rice, I'm actually getting some very serious horchata vibes. Anyhow, once toasty, I'm going in with cocoa powder, as well as a little bit of espresso powder, not for coffee, but just to enhance the chocolate flavor. Pinch of salt to balance everything out, and stir. I'm actually gonna use milk to cook this one because why the hell not? And of course, this needs some sugar, which I am adding now in order not to burn it, right? Cover and, well, make sure to keep an eye on it so this doesn't happen. Generally, this sweet variety is a little bit trickier than the others. It contains milk and sugar, so it's more prone to burning, and at the same time, it's a little bit thirstier. It sucks up more liquid, and that's a pretty dangerous combination. So you want to make sure to check it about halfway. At this point, I like to add some thick coconut milk and, if needed, maybe a splash of extra water. After another 10 minutes, you should get a creamy and tender chocolate rice, which Filipino or Mexican viewers might recognize from a similar dish called champorado. But obviously, we're not leaving it at that. We're gonna top this with candy sprinkles, mini marshmallows, and a bit of extra milk chocolate. Decadent, I know, but also one of the most interesting desserts I have tried in a long time, actually, even though I would probably add some more coconut milk next time to make it even creamier. So I hope I proved to you that with a little bit of creativity, you can pretty much turn any dish into a fried rice dish. And that's why my question to you will be, what other dishes could or should or shouldn't I fried riceify? Make sure to leave your comments below. I am definitely looking forward to some exciting challenges, and you know, who knows, if you guys like this episode, then maybe this is not the last installment of Fried Rice Friday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.